What's going on, guys? So scrolling through the comment section there on the old YouTube there, and a couple of you guys had questions, so let's answer them. Alright, so the first one I'm going to respond to is for the Bills 201 or 2011. He wants to know about how should I go about that, or what's the best way of getting into the heavy equipment mechanic trade. Honestly, my biggest piece of advice for that is go and just apply at your local contracting company around you. And by contracting company, I mean not like mechanical contracting. Your utility companies, like your mainlining, your sewer and dredge, your fucking excavation companies, stuff like that. Companies that own excavators that do contracting work. Reason why behind that is you're going to get exposed to a lot more. You'll be doing oil changes. You'll be doing undercarriage. You'll be pulling cylinders. You'll be fucking doing hose repair. You're going to be exposed to a lot more than, say, if you were to get hired by the dealership. Or, you know, for me, for example, you're going to be stuck in the yard doing basic, boring shit for a year before you get the opportunity to go into a truck full time, at least. So going to the contracting place, you're exposed to a lot. They usually have a lot more variety of equipment versus someone that is like I work primarily on excavators. I don't see a lot of dozers. I don't see a lot of rollers. I don't see a lot of fucking other shit. It's mostly excavators and log loaders. So you work for a contracting company, you're going to be working on their packers, you're going to be working on their excavators, their dozers, their fucking like they have it, they're going to stick you in it. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to be exposed to a lot. So that's kind of where, if I were starting my career over again, where I would start and apply. Not necessarily would I go after a dealership job. Just my opinion on that. Do with it as you please. But let's find another comment. Alright, so another question I got on that video of me doing the shear bits. What's my personal preference on either an electric rad gun or a hydraulic torque wrench? Well, I have both of them now. I bought the hydraulic torque wrenches for a job. They were used. I got lucked out and got a really good deal on them for a job that never panned out. So it's great having them. They're the two heads I have are the low profile cassettes type, but I can now easily go buy a 1-inch rad or a hydraulic torque wrench, an 1.25 inches or 1.5 inches and a 3/4 inch. And it's not going to cost me as much as it would to originally go and buy everything. And it's not a very expensive setup to get into a hydraulic torque wrench. Your first one is expensive. After that, you're just buying heads, which range anywhere between $3,000 to $6,000. The rad gun I bought that first because what I was doing with it, I didn't see a hydraulic torque wrench being as user-friendly or nice to work with. Busting counterweights free on the big 870s. They're torqued to like 2,600 foot-pounds. The hydraulic setup, I kind of felt being on a ladder would be a bit more fucking around than what it's worth. And I think the head would just fight it being in the pocket of the counterweight. Also, I went with an electric torque wrench instead. Unfortunately, you kind of have to have both if you want to do high torque stuff. The rad gun head is like fucking almost 2 feet long or 18 inches long, and then a high torque head is like this thick plus your socket. So you can't use one in a confined space, and sometimes you can't use the other because of the confined space. So it's really catch-22 on that. It is, if you want to get into it, you got to have both. It's kind of an expensive thing. I mean, no one fucking believes me, but I did pay $17,000, 1.7, for that Snap-on rad gun. Canadian was $15,000 plus tax as well. You gotta pay the fucking tax, man. You're not getting away with that. So it's 17 grand and change. I love it. I'd buy the 3/4 gun tomorrow. I'd go stick with Snap-on. That way I'm running the same battery tech. And at the time when I bought it, it was just me. So I didn't have any employees. It was just my truck, and all I ran was mostly Snap-on electric tools. So now with Jacob, Chris, and Sam in the valley here, we could run the rad gun and just have the charger in the kit, because unfortunately again, I rigged the truck up when I was by myself, so the Snap-on chargers got fucking trashed, so they're not in the box anymore, and I put all the batteries are in my truck. So for them to grab it and go, they'd have to grab batteries and a charger from me if they needed them. So I got to rebuild the kit again and put batteries into it and designate it. And there's some changes happening in 2026. They're going to be expensive ones, unfortunately, but the business is going to have some growth again. 2025 was expensive as fuck, too. But let's find another comment, shall we? I don't want to just talk about the same thing forever and ever. All right, so this one is kind of going to be 2 in 1. A guy asked me to share information on going into business. I'm only going to share certain stuff because I don't want to train my competition to do my job and cut my throat. They can do it themselves pretty good the way they're doing it. How long did I wait before I went into on my own? Well, I spent 9 years working for a local trucking company and then went into heavy equipment with no experience. So I don't know, I guess tonight you could decide tomorrow you're going to go buy a service truck and go contracting and be a fucking whatever. Apparently, I don't need experience because I managed to screw my way through it for the first 5 years. But no, realistically, I think if you're going to go on your own, you should spend at least 5 years working for someone to get a understanding. I think 10 years is kind of the minimum because you're putting yourself out there. You're your business. You're your representation. If you go to a job and you're constantly like, I don't know, man, I don't know, man, I don't know, you're just going to get known as the I don't know guy, and they're going to stop calling you. So that's kind of my opinion on that, is I'd wait 10 years, just my personal opinion. Do with it as you please, throw it out the window, piss on it, I don't give a fuck. But as for going into business on yourself, a lot of people don't understand this, and this is the only advice I'm going to give you. To figure out your operating fucking costs, take your your fixed expenses every month, and then the ones that aren't fixed, you can average it over time. But take your fixed expenses, add them all up, divide them by 160 hours in the month, because you should at least work 160 hours, and know if you're going to go backwards or forwards real fucking quick. And if you're going to go out for your own, don't be the fucking dickhead that goes out and works for $80 an hour and the guys around you are working for 160 or 180. If your market that you're in is $120 an hour is all that everyone else is charging, that's the average, well, charge the fucking same. Don't be the guy that goes and slashes the fucking rates. It's easy to slash your rates overnight. It takes your entire fucking life to get them back up to where you need them to be. But that's my opinion on that, and that's kind of all I want to share. I mean, if you're going to ask what your fixed expenses are, your insurance, your wage, you're going to pay yourself, fuel, shit like that. You can average all that out. And, like, really easy to work that up and then divide it by whatever there and figure out what your hourly expenses are. If you don't know that, you shouldn't be in fucking business for yourself. So that's the only piece of business advice I'm going to really give you. I'm not going to share what mine is. I'm not going to share anything else. Like I said, how I run my business is between me and myself. I'm not going to go and show the other guys how to do it locally. And my local compared to your local could be 2 different fucking locals. So, let's find some more comments. So, this one really isn't a good comment, to be quick on it. The content that I show on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all this, is the content that I can film. I talked about it in the first video that I posted. I can't take and film every job I do, so this guy here, Wesley Cooper, was asking for diagnostic content. For one, a lot of that goes to Chris now. He's got 40 years experience doing that on the Hitachis and deers, so I give him most of that, and I take the cat stuff. So yes, if we run into something that I can film and we have availability to film it, I will film it. I film off of this DJI Osmo probe. It's going to be mostly me. Maybe when I'm working with the guys, you might see them in the background. If they want to be on the channel, I'll bring them onto the channel, but I didn't hire them to be sticking a camera in their face. They're paid to fix equipment, not be social media content creators on my channels. And I'm not being like, I want to be the only guy. My guys are welcome to be in front of the camera. That's not what they're paid to do. They're paid to fix stuff. That's what I want to keep them on. So yeah, if I have a job that I can film showing you guys how I work through my process of troubleshooting an electrical issue or hydraulics or engine or whatever, of course I'll film it. But if I can't, I'm not going to. Like, a lot of the work that gets done, I'm running around running and preparing the job sites, or Chris is, and we're flip-flopping back and forth. So we had some cool work done in our yard here. We pulled a pump on a 290. Did the pump coupling on it. We're pulling the pumps on a 350 right now because the pumps are shot. I guess I could have showed how we diagnosed the pumps being shot, but that was before I decided to start filming long form content. We got to do boom bass bushings on a 470 still. We had the pump coupler on the 290. We had a bunch of other work on the other two. We had to do a turbo on the other 290. That one's still here. We're waiting on parts to finish that one off. On the customer's job, so it was a bunch of loose track pads and some other work. It's kind of like there's not a whole lot going on that I can film, but there's a lot going on that I could film if I was able to. So let's go on to another comment. Alright, so guy was asking about the needle scaler I use. The small one I have is the Blue Point one, and I have a bigger Ingersoll Rand with more bits in it, so you can scale a much larger surface area at once. I like the Blue Point one because it's like only a dozen needles, and you can get it around bolt heads, and for cleaning up panels, real nice. That's small areas that Ingersoll that doesn't fit into it. But the last thing I want to talk about is I get this question asked fucking at least once a week. What's a piece of advice you can give to a young kid getting into this trade? I can be like everyone else and be like, oh, fucking listen to the old guys in the shop, shut up and just go to work and all this shit. But here's my honest to God's opinion. Starting off with hand tools. A craftsman wrench and a snap-on wrench do the exact same fucking thing. Buy what you can afford. Don't worry about a toolbox. I'm currently running out of my pickup right now because Jacob is in my truck because Jacob's truck's down. The toolbox doesn't make you money. The tools make you money. So, if you need to, go fill milk crates full of fucking tools. Organization, it's helpful, makes you quicker, but until you absolutely need to upgrade into a larger box, toolboxes don't make you money, just hand tools. So, find a brand you like and stick with it. I personally like my snap-on wrenches and my snap-on ratchets. The snap-on ratchets, hands down, I've ran Mac, I've ran Craftsman, I've ran Husky, I've ran some of the stuff out of the US. I still like the snap-on ratchets. And it's not because I'm a snap-on fanboy. I was actually a Mac fanboy before I was a snap-on fanboy. Tool is a tool. I just like the warranty because I abuse shit and break it. If you're going to look at if you're going to go on a tool truck, support a tool truck that's going to support you. If your Mac guy is a really good rep, go buy the Mac truck. If your Cornwell guy's the same way, if your Snap-on guy's the same way, just realize that when you buy that tool, he's got to support you now. So if he's a shitty dealer and nothing's ever warranty, or he'll warranty the bare minimum, don't fucking spend the money on that truck. It doesn't matter if it's fucking what you want. Don't bother going on there because you're going to hate your fucking life. The next thing, this is my biggest piece of advice that I get, I can think of for young kids, fucking hands down. Get used to being uncomfortable. And what I mean by that is get used to going onto a job you have no fucking idea what you're doing. Get used to being uncomfortable. I don't know what I'm doing 90% of the time now still. Probably less. Probably more. I don't fucking know. But I don't go to every job knowing exactly how it's going to pan out. I go to every job going, all right, let's do this. And I usually work my way through it, or I gotta phone someone to help me figure it out, and they help me work my way through it. But get used to being uncomfortable. Get used to that feeling in your stomach that you're going to want to fucking puke because you're just anxious. You don't like it because you don't know what's going on. You don't know how to fix it. Well, with that will come time, and with that comes experience. But get used to being uncomfortable. Like, there's been numerous times I've gone to a job, and it's just like, don't know what I'm doing. But I do know how to fix it. We're going to do some stuff. We're going to try some things. And lo and behold, you'll eventually fix it. And 9 times out of 10, it's always something simple. You just got to find it. So, don't sit there and be like, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. I can't do it. You need to help me. You need to help me. You need to help me. That shit doesn't go far. You don't learn. You're not going to become better. If you go to bed, wake up in the morning, want to be better than the self you were yesterday. Always strive for progress. You're never going to be perfect. Just strive for progress. But don't have the mindset of, like, I don't know what I'm doing. You need to help me. You need to come help me. You need to come help me. You need to come. I can't do this. I can't do this. Get rid of that fucking defeated mentality because you're just going to accept that for the rest of your life. And I don't want to sit here and be like some fucking guy that's going to pump you up to go run through a brick wall or whatever. But realize that through your life, you're going to have trials and tribulations that are going to make you question yourself. But guess what? You're going to get through them. It's going to get easier. Making that decision, it's going to, all right, I can do this. It's never be like, I don't know how to do this. You'll figure it out. It's what life's all about, learning and fucking moving on. But to sit there and just be like, I don't know, help me. You'll never become a better tech or mechanic, and you'll never become a better person. Like I said, life is full of adversity and trials and tribulations. It's how you handle them and come out the other side. I can go down a rabbit hole on this one and talk about some really dark personal fucking shit I've been through. But I've been through some shit and I'm still here to talk about it. So just realize life will never be easy. It's how you handle the problem while you're dealing with it. But that's kind of all I got for, I guess, this little TED Talk or Tyler Talk. But if you, like I said, guys, if you got more questions, drop them in the comment section. I do read every comment, every single fucking comment. Even if they blow up and I can't respond to them, I do read them. I'll like them. If I don't like your comment, I'm not going to like it. If I think you've been a twat waffle, I'm not liking your comment. So if you make a comment and I don't like it, and I might have missed it if it's a polite comment, but if it's an ignorant comment and I don't like it, you're a fuckhead. But anyways, y'all have a great night. Remember, God loves you, because I sure as fuck don't. Peace.